Shifting focus now to debate 2. After losing the Shiv Sena name and the symbol, former Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray lashed out at the Eknath Shinde-led faction, accusing it of stealing the identity of the party, but added that the spirit of the Shiv Sena will always belong to the Thackerays. Lashing out at the election watchdog, which granted the party symbol and name to Eknath Shinde, Uddhav Thackeray called the Election Commission compromised and under political pressure, claiming it should be disbanded. The Thackeray faction has moved the Supreme Court and has said the top court will deliver real justice. The top court will hear the plea tomorrow, where the Thackeray faction says legislative numbers are not enough, claiming to have an authoritative majority within the party organization. But that is where the crux of the dispute lies. The Election Commission decided that the test of party constitution could not be relied upon as the party had not submitted a copy of its amended constitution in 2018, adding that the document itself had been changed to become more undemocratic. So what had happened in 2018 was that the party had gone for an amendment which gave all powers to the Shiv Sena chief. But the Election Commission said it compromised intra-party democracy and perpetuated a fiefdom over party workers. In that case, the poll watchdog felt the test of majority lied in legislative strength, where the Shinde faction had an edge. Even as the fight has moved to the Supreme Court, the question then is the real Shiv Sena debate now settled?
चुनाव आयोग ने जो निर्णय दिया है उसका मैं स्वागत करता हूं। ये लोकशाही का विजय है। हिंदू हृदय सम्राट बाला साहेब ठाकरे जी, धर्मवीर आनंद दिघे जी, इनके विचारों का विजय है।
अगर चुनाव आयोग जिसको कहा जाता है वो ही अगर उसकी नियुक्ति की जाए तो चुनाव आयोग का है। इसलिए मैं कहता हूं कि वो बर्खास्त करना चाहिए। हमारा विश्वास बिल्कुल नहीं है। इसके पहले भी ईवीएम वगैरह सारी चीजों पर हमने हमारी आशंका जताई थी, आज भी सारे लोग जता रहे हैं और मैं तो मानता हूं कि इसको तुरंत बर्खास्त करना चाहिए और जो भी सुनवाई है सुप्रीम कोर्ट में होनी चाहिए।
There appears to be more trouble for the Uddhav Thackeray camp. A notice has been sent to the Charity Commissioner complaining about Sena Bhavan. The notice asks, when Sena Bhavan is under private trusts, why is it being used for political activities? Mayuresh is joining me on the phone line. Mayuresh, just help us understand, what does this actually mean? I mean, what exactly is this notice which has been sent to the Charity Commissioner? Who has sent this notice?
Absolutely. This notice basically has been sent by a private person, and this notice basically says that the Shivai Charitable Trust, which is a private trust which owns the place where Shiv Sena Bhavan is right now, and the notice also says that if this place is owned by a private charitable trust, then how does that particular trust is allowing the political activities to take place there? We all know the Shiv Sena Bhavan is the headquarters of Shiv Sena, where every day some kind of political activity is happening, and after the split in the party, and now the party name and symbol has gone to the Eknath Shinde. We have seen that every day, almost every day, Uddhav Thackeray and other senior leaders are coming and they're addressing a press conference, holding the meeting. So this notice is basically objecting to that, and they have basically asked the charitable commissioner that how you are allowing a private charitable trust to conduct the political activity in their premises.
Yes, Mayuresh, what does it actually mean? Because, why would a petition of this nature be filed at this juncture? And when you say notice, a notice is usually issued by a court or by a statutory body. I mean, and a private individual cannot really send a notice.
Exactly. So this notice has been sent via a legal firm called a Yash Legal Firm. And why this notice? Because we all know that the private charitable trust, which is a Shivai Trust, which is owned, or we can say the trustees are Shiv Sena leaders. But the notice puts a question on that that when you say it's a private charitable trust, how you are allowing the political activities. And as you know, that Shiv Sena Bhavan is the epicenter of everything related to Uddhav Thackeray and his camp. So that's why this particular notice has been sent to the charitable commissioner asking a question on this particular aspect.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Joining me now on the show, Shweta Shalini, spokesperson of the BJP. Sudhir Suryavanshi is author of Checkmate. Krishna Hegde is Shiv Sena Shinde faction member. Abhishek Agnihotri is Uddhav faction member. I'm going to begin with you, Krishna Hegde. One may say that yes, it is victory for Eknath Shinde, but how do we forget that there is that emotional appeal that is attached to the Thackeray family, the Thackeray surname, and the real legatee of Balasaheb Thackeray will be his son Uddhav Thackeray. I mean, do you really have an answer to that emotional appeal that Uddhav Thackeray continues to enjoy? What about the sympathy factor?
Maria, first of all, let me correct you that we are not a faction. We are the Shiv Sena, the only Shiv Sena. Secondly, let me tell you that in 2019, Uddhav ji contested the elections along with the BJP on the grounds of the Hindutva ideology. And it is he who ditched the BJP and went with the NCP and the Congress party. Balasaheb in his entire lifetime said कि अगर मुझे कोई भी दिन कांग्रेस और राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस के साथ हाथ मिलाना पड़े तो मैं मेरे ये दुकान बंद कर दूंगा. And he was so much against the Congress and the NCP, but Uddhav ji went together with them. So therefore, one, that emotional factor and that sympathetic factor will not prevail. Secondly, the people of Maharashtra feel ditched that in 2019 they voted for the alliance, the Hindutva alliance of the BJP and Shiv Sena, and their votes went waste. And the votes went to the wrong place. And the representatives went and joined hands with some other parties.
Okay.
And therefore, the people of Maharashtra themselves will take this into cognizance. And in the forthcoming 2024 elections and before
what about the BMC polls? That's where this entire battle will be settled, I would say. Abhishek Agnihotri, despite all the आप बहुत सारा emotional appeal और emotional भाषण दे रहे हैं उद्धव ठाकरे जी, लेकिन जो मेन इलेक्शन होगा वो बीएमसी का चुनाव है, उसी में शायद सेटल हो जाएगा कि किस तरफ जो शिव सैनिक है वो किस तरफ हैं. तो उसका इंतजार कर लीजिए. सुप्रीम कोर्ट और इलेक्शन कमीशन में जो हुआ, जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट में तभी फैसला होना है, इलेक्शन कमीशन में हुआ तो वो तो एक्सपेक्टेड लाइंस में था, क्योंकि जिसमें कोई सरप्राइज फैक्टर नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि दे विल ऑलवेज गो विद पास्ट प्रेसिडेंट एंड द प्रेसिडेंट इज अबाउट द न्यूमेरिकल स्ट्रेंथ इन असेंबली, नॉट अबाउट द ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल पावर.
इलेक्शन कमीशन ने जो निर्णय अपना दिया है, ये बात जाहिर सी बात है, हमारे शिव सैनिकों से लेकर सभी पदाधिकारियों सबके संज्ञान में था कि इलेक्शन कमीशन भविष्य में क्या निर्णय देने वाला है. लेकिन इलेक्शन कमीशन अक्रॉस द लाइन जाके जो निर्णय दे रहा है, ये कहीं न कहीं उपहास का विषय भविष्य में बनेगा, क्योंकि माननीय उद्धव साहब ठाकरे अब जो है सुप्रीम कोर्ट की ओर रुख कर चुके हैं. सुप्रीम कोर्ट पहले इस चीज को निर्णय जब मंगलवार को इस पर सुनवाई करने वाला था, तो ये नहीं समझ में एक बात हम लोगों को आती है कि इतनी जल्दबाजी में निर्णय इलेक्शन कमीशन देने की आवश्यकता कहां से आ गई. इतनी भी किस बात की जल्दबाजी थी? क्या इलेक्शन कमीशन से पहले किसी प्रकार किस तरह के मामलों को सॉर्ट आउट किया है? नहीं किया है. उसका अधिकार सिर्फ इतना है कि वो इलेक्शन कमीशन नए सिंबल्स पे और पार्टी के चुनाव चिन्ह और उसके नाम को निर्णित कर सकता है कि ये पार्टी चुनाव चिन्ह को अलॉट कर सकती है.
अभिषेक जी, मुझे ये बताइए, क्या उद्धव ठाकरे के वकीलों ने इलेक्शन कमीशन को ये कहा था कि आप फैसला मत सुनाइए क्योंकि सुप्रीम कोर्ट अभी इस मामले पर फैसला करने वाली है?
नहीं, वो तो हमारे इस चीज का अथॉराइज्ड पार्टी थी ही नहीं ना. कैसे कह सकती है किसी भी जो है उसको? लेकिन वो किसके इशारों पर इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया काम कर रहा है, ये जरूर जांच का विषय होना चाहिए. ये कौन सा मतलब जो है वही वाला हाल कि बंदर को रस्सी पकड़ के और अपने हिसाब से नचाया जा रहा है. ईडी हो, सीबीआई हो,
नहीं, तो आप बोल रहे हैं कि यहाँ पे बंदर कौन है? इलेक्शन कमीशन बंदर हो गया?
नहीं, इलेक्शन कमीशन बंदर की भांति मैंने कहा. बंदर हो गया नहीं हो गया तो खैर भविष्य बताएगा कि वो किसके हाथ की कठपुतली बन के काम.
Bring in Shweta Shalini. Shweta Shalini, the election commission's decision may offer legitimacy to Eknath Shinde and his team, but the question is what happens to the BJP, Eknath Shinde or Shiv Sena group now? Because will it be a joint battle that you'll be fighting in the BMC? Because it will be the BMC that will settle in which way the entire, the direction of Maharashtra politics is heading.
So, Maria, before I answer your question, I wanted to tell अभिषेक अग्निहोत्री जी something. और क्योंकि उन्होंने हिंदी में बात की तो मैं उनको कहना चाहूंगी कि अभिषेक जी वो खिसियानी बिल्ली खंबा नोचे आपने सुना होगा ना, याद करिए, आपकी आवाज एकदम वैसी ही लग रही है. सेकंड, मारिया, ही सेड, मैंने आपके बीच में बोला नहीं था, आप बोलिए मत. Second thing, he basically said that इतनी जल्दबाजी में किया. Election Commission took 8 months to decide on this. Nonetheless, let me answer your question. See, it is very clear the government in Maharashtra is run by Eknath Shinde ji and Devendra Fadnavis ji. It has been categorically made clear that both of us together will fight every election in the future. And this is exactly what it is going to be, because Maharashtra government is formed on the ideology of Hindutva, and it was fought on the ideology of Hindutva in 2019 also. Unfortunately, there were people who decided to ditch us and go with the losers, the so-called losers in 2019. बट नॉनदलेस ऐसा है अभिषेक जी आपके आप जो है आप परिवार की गुलामी कर सकते हैं. अभिषेक जी आप परिवार, जिस परिवार की गुलामी आप कर रहे हैं ना, उसकी अपने भाई ने उनको छोड़ दिया है. जो थापा जो था ना, जिसने इतने सालों तक बाला साहब की सेवा की, उन्होंने तक घर से निकाल दिया गया है उनको. आपकी स्मिता ठाकरे जी जो है, उन्होंने भी परिवार के साथ नहीं खड़ा है. जितने लोग जो आप इलेक्शन कमीशन को बंदर कह रहे हैं ना, आप अपने आप किसके उस पे नाच रहे हैं. और ऐसा है, एजेंसी पे सवाल जब उठाते हैं, जब हिमाचल में आपकी कांग्रेस जीतती है, जिस कांग्रेस के साथ आप बैठे हैं, जब हिमाचल में कांग्रेस जीतती है तब तो सवाल नहीं उठाते आप. अब क्यों उठाने लग गए आप एजेंसी पे सवाल? आपको ये तक तो पता नहीं है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जो केस था वो अलग था और इलेक्शन कमीशन में अलग मैटर था. आप कह रहे हैं सुप्रीम कोर्ट में हमने कहा था कि आप रुक जाइए जरा, इलेक्शन कमीशन में जरा देर से आप निर्णय लीजिए. 8 महीने लिए उन्होंने निर्णय करने में. और जाके पूछे ना, आपके शरद पवार जी ने तो सही बात कही है, एकदम सही. उन्होंने आपको एडवाइस दिया, उनका एडवाइस. Okay, let me bring in Sudhir Suryavanshi now. Sudhir Suryavanshi, I want to understand from you, since you are the author of Checkmate, and as various Moharas stand on this chessboard, is it game, set and match for Uddhav Thackeray, or is this game still on?
In politics, one thing we have to understand categorically, that in politics, no party or no person get finished in a day or in a month or something like that. Yes. If you remember when the Maharashtra Thackeray, passed, that time many people thought that now Raj Thackeray will completely hijack the Shiv Sena and he will be the powerful person. Entire Shiv Sena will move on to the Raj Thackeray. Uddhav Thackeray, mild-mannered politician, he is not fit to the politics, or the person will not able to hold the fort. But what we saw after that he won not only BMC elections, but continued to, hold the fort and win the significant number for his party. So one thing we have to understand, nobody gets finished in a day or something like that. Election Commission might have given a bow and arrow, which is a traditional party symbol of the Shiv Sena, and the party name to Eknath Shinde. There are many reasons for that also. That is a disputable thing. But Thackeray will not be ended as a person, as a political party also. If you understand the sentiment of the Maharashtra and the Shiv Sena always emerged on the sentiment, initially in 1960s, anti-North Indian, then South Indian, then Congress and all these things. When the Uddhav Thackeray became the chief minister and Uddhav Thackeray became a party person, there were two different leadership. Uddhav Thackeray became a chief minister, emerged as a leader. Earlier, Uddhav Thackeray leadership was limited with his party or his cadre, or not that much accepted, wide range of people. But today, the way he worked in the pandemic, everybody, cross-section has appreciated his work. Then there are many, lacunas also for that, and because of that only Eknath Shinde revolted, because he could not give the time, he could not, discuss, he could not talk with his own people, so they were not treated fairly. So the revolt was happened. These are the, negative points. So
Uddhav Thackeray. I want to understand from you, because you will understand the Marathi sentiment, you're talking about that. What is the dominating sentiment? If it is about this victimhood or sympathy factor that that Uddhav Thackeray is trying to invoke, or will it be about compromise to the ideology or Hindutva which Shinde faction is trying to invoke?
See, one thing we need to understand, Hindutva is there, but Uddhav Thackeray is trying to redefine Hindutva. He is not taking Hindutva, which Bala Sahib always talked that Hindutva. He is taking Hindutva, his grandfather, that Prabodhankar Thackeray, from his Thackeray Hindutva, means inclusive Hindutva. Take all caste, creed, religion people together and progress it. He always says in Marathi, not Shendi and Janve, which is a Brahminical sort of the Hindutva. He doesn't believe in that Hindutva. He believes inclusion, Bahujan, which is the Shahu Phule, Ambedkar, other reformists, social reformer believes sort of this Hindutva. He believes in that larger umbrella of Hindutva, not a myopic, sense of Hindutva.
But
so because of that, many people who were against him, like, in Dalit community, Muslim community, these people were not liking Uddhav Thackeray and the Shiv Sena earlier. But they are a big fan of Uddhav Thackeray, the way he worked in the pandemic and the way he handled the his 2 years old government. So everybody was, he became what we call a favorite name in the middle class family also. The way he addressed his Facebook page, everybody called him like mild manner, elderly
okay, then
brother,
in that case, Krishna ji,
yeah.
Here is someone who's the author of Checkmate. He's saying that Uddhav Thackeray clearly has an advantage because of how he has functioned during pandemic. The other side of the view, which is your view, and those who see the view of Eknath Shinde, is that if anything, he was a chief minister, was missing in action, and that is where Mr. Shinde saw an opportunity because there was a huge vacuum in leadership.
No, Maria, are you trying to tell me that Uddhavji worked in the pandemic and crores of Shivsenic, including all these leaders, did not work in the pandemic? I think it was a joint effort. I think everyone in Maharashtra, all leaders in Maharashtra worked towards the pandemic and worked hard for the people. Secondly, when we talk about Hindutva, ours is also an inclusive Hindutva. We are including development along with it. Today, if you see in Mumbai, 10 lakh crores of work is going on, in Mumbai, development work. And we are having Samruddhi Mahamarg, we are having 7 STP plants, we are having so many other infrastructure projects in Mumbai and Maharashtra. And therefore, the metro rail or, hospitals, you name the thing, it's happening in Maharashtra. And during the Mahavikas Agadi regime, most of the investment had gone away because it was known as the Vasuli Sarkar. And the government was unstable and there was so much, omission and commission in that government that most of the projects had to flee from Maharashtra.
Okay, I have just 20 seconds for Shweta Shalini. Shweta, the ideology issue has still not been settled because, whatever said and done, we are seeing this aspect of Uddhav Thackeray being almost emerging as someone who was trying to redefine Shiv Sena's own politics. So which is trying to keep in pace with the modern day politics. He was not the same, he did not believe in what Bala Sahib Thackeray believed in, but he was not wrong in believing in what he did.
So, Myra, give me, there are 3 important things here. First and foremost, I wowould want to remind Sudhir ji, if he knows the game of chess, it's extremely important that he understands that the king is the king because there is a queen and there are these pawns and there are everybody, right? If the king stands alone and everybody just vanishes off the chessboard, that doesn't mean that it's a checkmate. It clearly shows that you are single, you're alone, and very soon checkmate is going to come. Second and the most important thing to answer your question, please understand that, what Uddhav ji was trying to do. Yes, as Krishna ji said, everybody worked in COVID times, including common people. Okay. But what Uddhav ji was trying to do was partner with Congress and Rashtrawadi, which the people had almost rejected. They, when you actually fight the mandate of the people was given to Uddhav ji to work towards development with Narendra Modi ji.
Okay, Shweta, thank you so much. My producer is telling me to wrap this debate. Thank you so much for your time, Shweta, Krishna Egre, Sudhir and Abhishek Agnihotri. We are slipping into a short break. Coming up, a CNN News 18 report on the threat of Chinese apps in mining your personal data. How can you protect your personal information? That and much more when we return. Stay with us.